So welcome to today's video. I'm here with my very good friend David. So a little bit of a backstory, and the purpose of this video essentially is just to find out exactly how David found coaching with me and his transformation, just to talk a little bit about his experience. So a little bit of background, me and David actually, we're good friends. We used to train way back basically, and that's kind of how we met and built our friendship. And then we've actually lived together at some point. Then I moved to Dubai, and had a little bit of a gap. And then obviously I launched my coaching business. And David was actually one of my first clients. And the first week when I launched, I reached out to a few good friends of mine, David being one of them. He'll talk about his background himself, but essentially, yeah, he was training before and he was training without me. But then, yeah, he joined my coaching program, had a very good transformation, which I'm very proud of. And yeah, well, I guess we'll get into it. So, David, if you could introduce yourself and I guess let the people know exactly where you were fitness wise and physique wise and health wise before coaching with me.
Nice, nice. Thanks for having me on. So a little bit in terms of background, so I am a startup founder. Where I was in terms of fitness goals, I was doing all right. I was good. I was consistent in the gym. But I was never meeting my goals in terms of losing the extra belly fat, right? So despite being motivated, despite being consistent in the gym, I wasn't seeing results, and I was very frustrating for me because I thought I was doing all the right things. I was active in the gym, but I knew I was missing something because I wasn't seeing results. In terms of nutrition was good. I was eating, but I wasn't sure what I had to eat. And for instance, I was tried different types of diets, right? So I was doing the no carb, I was doing the keto, but I just wasn't seeing results, and I had the motivation, so that was very frustrating. And then when you reached out, it was like, okay, let's see what this is about, because yeah, you were quite new to it, so I was a bit skeptical. But you had a good physique, and I thought let's give it a go. Plus, we also had a good relationship. We were friends prior to that, so yeah, so it was quite easy to give it a go and see what can come out of it.
Yeah. No, I think it was an interesting time, and obviously being one of my first clients, I didn't have the transformations that I do now. So it was
Mhm.
like, can I help it? Can I help you first and foremost? And being my friend, I think there was a bit more pressure on me. I'm not gonna lie. I think away pressure. I was like, okay, I really need to make a difference. Otherwise, I'm only gonna waste your time. Also, I guess there's that sort of friendship element there. So I guess.
Do you, did you feel like because we were friends, there could have been any sort of conflict of interest, or do you feel like okay,
Yeah,
maybe
I did. Yeah, I just thought that like I thought it'd be weird because as a coach, sometimes you have to say uncomfortable things, and
yeah.
to be fair, as friends, I think we've always done that for each other anyway. But this is just maybe a
Mhm.
bit more personal sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was actually very different. It was completely fine, and it was more working with you rather than against you, almost just helping and support you on your fitness journey. So I think it was
Mhm.
different to even what I thought at that time. And then obviously we got some really good results, which if I haven't shared already, I'll share on the screen. So I'm pretty, yeah, I'm really really happy with your results. We did a good job. We wanted to help you lose fat, but then also gain the muscle. So, but I guess before we go into that and your transformation in a bit more detail, I guess if you could maybe share, I guess if you had any hesitations from your side when it came to not necessarily me, but I guess an online coaching program in general, because we did use train together way back when in the gym, and that was actually physical training. So I know
Yeah.
some people, even yourself, might have been a bit more hesitant to join the online coaching program. So how was that?
Yeah, no, definitely a few hesitations. At first, very, very skeptical about training plans and online fitness coaches. As you know, I was on a plan prior to actually joining CorpFit, and I spent a lot of money on there, but I didn't actually get the results. We can talk about why I didn't get the results and what the comparisons were, if you like, later on. But that was the one skepticism. I've spent a lot of money before and actually didn't get the results. I think another one would probably be the fact that we were friends, as I said. I wasn't really sure how disciplined it would have been, and I wasn't really sure what the dynamic would have been like. Would it just be more of a friendly thing, or would you really hold me accountable? So that was another skepticism. And also spending the money, right? It's kind of weird giving a friend money for, something like this, and something that was this personal, right? Because you are it initially transforming my life and building my confidence. So I had to open up and get very vulnerable. So I think those were the hesitations at first, but because we had a good relationship and you were in shape, so that already was just like, yeah, because majority of coaches you see online now, they're not what you want to be. So it's like it's hard for you to decide. So it was pretty easy from there on.
Yeah, no, I think I mean a lot of coaches, for example, are really, really big, and that's
Yeah.
some people are too small, and that's not good for people. I think that whole beach body something I always strive to have that sort of aesthetic look, lean,
Mhm.
high, not like too muscular, too crazy. You can still wear a suit, you can still wear a blazer and some nice clothes and still look good. So that was always my goal anyway. So I think
Yeah.
that probably help me in business, to be honest, as well, and help me grow the way I am at the moment. And I guess some people may feel strange about. Actually, let's dig into your transformation. I think that's the important thing, because your transformation was sick. It you did a really good job, getting you from not a bad physique, and again put it on the screen there. It wasn't a bad physique, but then we got you to a point where you gained strength, you gained muscle, and you still shredded down to pretty low body fat. So, and I think there's some videos as well I could probably throw off at some point, maybe at the end or something like that. But yeah, let's talk about your transformation. So, if you could just explain kind of where you were, some of your difficulties you were having, and then where you got to, and kind of how that made you feel.
Yeah, where do we even start? Yeah, crazy transformation, I must say. In terms of where I was before, I'd say low confidence, like really within, because I was in decent shape, as you said. I was quite consistent in the gym, but I just didn't have that key edge in terms of the complete package, which is the six pack, the muscle definitions, and that was sort of eating me inside a little bit. But where we got to was, joining the plan, I knew, okay, cool, you must be doing something right, right? Because you had a six pack, you had the good shape, and I know that it was worth the try. Just do it because I've already spent money on other plans before. And in terms of, I think you mentioned about how we transition off the plan and transformation. Um, it was very tailored. We had a good conversation. You broke it down to say, okay, cool, what are your goals? What are your experiences with other plans? And what are you really trying to achieve? And you sort of made me understand the key details of actually losing fat, right? And the key thing that I think that surprised me was I got stronger, which was something that I really worried about because I wasn't sure whether I had this limiting belief in terms of actually losing fat. I thought if I was to lose fat, I'd get smaller, I'd, lose muscles, and those were stuff maybe that was blocking me. But you helped me understand that, hey, you can actually lose fat and build muscle at the same time. And instead of not just you helping me understand it, the results are there, right? The transformation shows. I got stronger, my lifts were stronger, and it was more of a lifestyle thing, right? I've tried a few different diets like keto and no carbs, and those were just like not realistic at all. You couldn't maintain it long term, and this was more of a lifestyle. So I think, yeah, the results show, but in terms of the whole experience, very surprised that I could actually lose fat and build muscle at the same time.
Yeah, cool. And first of all, good to hear. And yeah, no, honestly, I was very proud of your progress, man. Honestly, the results that you did, honestly, was quicker than even I thought. It was really good. So,
Yeah,
I
3 months, wasn't it?
yeah, 3 months. That was all. But I know you had another fitness training program that you signed up to before. I mean, we won't name names, of course. Um, but I'm not even sure how recently you were it compared to when you joined me. But if you could, I guess, let the people know exactly how that was for you, and if it was good, if you lost weight, and maybe how if this one was different, how it was different.
Yeah, so it was good. But results don't lie, right? I didn't actually achieve the results I wanted. As I said, I was already active in the gym, but my key goal was to lose belly fat. That's just what I just couldn't do. You know, I was motivated. I was in the gym, but I just couldn't lose the belly fat, right? So I joined that program. That was fine. In terms of my experience with that program, it wasn't as tailored as Corp Fit is. It wasn't as intimate. What I mean by that is, for instance, we were in a group chat with about 500 people. We had, in terms of communication, we had weekly calls with about 500 people, and you know there was no, so yeah, there was no um fixed solution per person. But with CompFit, you know, you first of all, the initial conversation we had was just, okay, cool. What are you trying to achieve? What's your mindset like? And that was something that really stood out. You dug deep into the mindset and reframing it. And that helped things long term, because now that I'm off the plan, it's now I still do the same thing. I'm still training, I'm still eating the same things, and it's now a lifestyle. So I say that's what's different. And yeah, how personal things got in terms of you actually, you know, being in contact, easy access in terms of communication as well. That was quite impressive. But yeah, I'd say it's now a lifestyle. The other one was more of a quick fix um solution, I'd say.
Cool, cool. Well, David, appreciate your time, and you're pretty busy now, so I'll leave you to it. But yeah, we'll catch up at some point later, and then if I haven't already, again, I'll just share the transformation, put that over the screen. I hate editing, so we'll see how far that goes. But yeah, man, yeah, like I said, very good transformation, a really good example of someone who maybe didn't even necessarily need the pure accountability. I think you had the drive, you know what you wanted. It was just a matter of a process and knowing a couple of things and just adjusting a few things to get there. So yeah, very happy with your transformation. And it's one for the what do you call it? When it's like a star transformation, what do you call that? The
Archives, or I don't know.
archives is like when it's hidden. I mean, like a trophy. Like, it's like a
Okay, spotlight.
yeah. Let's go. But anyway, thank you for watching everybody, and yeah, I'll catch you later.
Cheers. Nice one. Talk soon. Bye bye.